News Point at 11.
And right now at 11 o'clock, you are watching the Fox 59 Weather Authority. I'm Fanchon Stinger. Thank you so much for joining us for News Point. We are following severe weather across central Indiana with tornado warnings and some serious damage being reported in multiple counties. We have teams working for you across the area tonight. Right now, Fox 59's Haley Bull is in Madison County, where evacuations are even underway as we speak. Haley, what do you see?
Right now, there is significant damage throughout Pendleton. There are trees down, power lines down, and power lines active, and that's the thing crews are dealing with as they rush into town and get to where the road is blocked off just behind us. People making their way out of their homes or into town to check on loved ones have stopped by and described nothing but damage and destruction.
This was the view from Fishers. We have other major storm clouds that were reported in Noblesville, as you can see here, and even out in Lafayette. Look at that, just dramatic video of the storm clouds forming and moving through. Again, Pendleton, the hardest hit area this evening. Weather Authority meteorologist Krista McEnany, she has been walking us through this minute by minute since about 8 o'clock, Krista, and we have been dealing with some severe weather tonight.
That's right. We had numerous severe thunderstorm warnings, numerous tornado warnings as well, and they just kept coming over the past couple of hours.
Just coming into the Fox 59 newsroom, you are looking at Miami County tonight. As you can see, there is widespread damage. It looks like these homes, these structures are completely obliterated. Just some of the damage here. This is from our photographer, Joe Lynch. Joe is in Macy, and Joe, I think you can hear me. Hopefully you can hear me. Describe to me exactly what else you're seeing. We're looking at a house. It looks like it is no more.
Yeah, Fanchon, you're looking at the home of Mr. J.B. Hunt here near 1500 North and 100 West in Macy, Miami County. I am joined here right now by Mr. Hunt's neighbor, Darlene. Darlene, describe what you saw earlier.
Well, we was just eating supper and the wind and the rain started, and all of a sudden looked out the window and you could just see the tornado and it was coming through, so we ran to take cover.
There are more reports coming in of damage, a lot of road closures also in Huntsville tonight. Let's get to Fox 59's Lindsay Eaton. She is joining us right now live. And Lindsay, what does it look like where you are?
Yes, we are in Pendleton right now, about a mile and a half north of Huntsville, right off of State Road 67. I'm going to give you a look over here. This is as close as we could get to that road. Deputies have it blocked off. They tell me it was because of down power lines, homes that had severe damage, and just for safety, they were not letting us down this road. We parked here in this parking lot, and as you can see, here's just one piece of the brick. We are assuming strong winds in this storm just completely took out this brick sign.
So Lindsay, just outside Pendleton once again this evening, and as Lindsay said, again, no reports of any major injuries there as well, and that really speaks to the response from so many people when they heard those warnings. You were watching the Weather Authority, you heard Krista say shelter in place, and it looks like most people did that this evening, so we are so grateful for that. Those storms have also left behind some major flooding, that flooding in Grant County tonight. You're looking at some of the video coming into our newsroom. This is where Mike Sullivan is right now. And Mike, we talked to you a little bit earlier in our 10 o'clock hour. You were seeing a lot of flooding, a lot of trees down. Have you been able to move locations? Has anything changed in terms of where you are and what you're hearing out there right now?
We're still in that same spot right now. We will be moving shortly, but one thing I do need to say, and it's coming directly from Indiana State Police, before we show you anything here or anything we've shown you in the past, do not come out to check this stuff out. There's severe flooding through this area that can damage your car, get you stuck, maybe get you not even through, which we almost dealt with. And they really want to just stress that. What I also want to stress and show you is the damage right through here. Look at all of the trees that are down, and these are big trees.
We are also getting reports of hail that was coming with a lot of these storms. You're looking here. This is video from a viewer who sent us this video of the hail from Anderson from earlier this evening. Plus, we had reports earlier of this. Look at this. Golf ball sized hail. This coming in from Wabash County earlier this evening as well. Welcome back to the Fox 59 Weather Authority breaking news right now. We continue our severe weather coverage. The Weather Authority, we've been on the air since about 8 o'clock this evening. I am just getting word from the Madison County area that the Madison County EMA, Todd Harmison, he is getting ready to update us on the situation in Pendleton. For those of you just joining us, Pendleton, that area hardest hit this evening from what it looks like in terms of the video that we've been getting, a lot of the pictures that many of you have been sending us. It looks as though a tornado did hit that area. So let's go to the EMA there in Pendleton and
we
listen
had a
in.
severe storm go through Madison County, caused damage in the town of Pendleton, Huntsville, Indiana, which is located in southern Madison County. Right now, emergency crews from about 5 different counties are going door to door, searching homes to make sure individuals are safe.
This is News Point at 11.
Good evening to you. I'm Birshal Edmay. Right now on News Point, we are following that severe weather that tackled central Indiana, leaving some major damage all across our region. That includes damage from multiple tornadoes, and for some areas, that wasn't the last of the severe weather that's headed toward them. These are images of every single spot we have been throughout the day. Well, Weather Authority Chief Meteorologist Brian Wilkes has more on the new line of storms that we're tracking right now.
Well, Birshal, we do have thunder and lightning across parts of northern Illinois, and it's marching east, and it will likely make its presence known here in the early morning hours come Wednesday morning.
And as Brian just talked about some of these storms, we had 6 confirmed tornadoes right here last night in central Indiana, spanning from Miami to Henry counties. One of those tornadoes hit Pendleton, leaving homeowners with a mess, but feeling really grateful that it wasn't worse. Fox 59's Lindsay Eaton was there tonight and has a closer look at some of this significant damage.
We're in Falls Park right now, and I want to give you a look at some of the damage. You can see this massive tree uprooted. This is just one of the huge trees in this park that was uprooted. Just to give you an idea of how tall it is, I'm 5 foot, and it is clearly way taller than me.
Another family in Pendleton shared their story with us. They were actually on the road when they saw our coverage of this tornado warning. And to stay safe, they pulled into a covered drive at a church. They tell Fox 59 that whole thing just happened so fast.
It was like in these few minutes, this incredible disaster had happened. It's a life-changing event that happened last night.
So let's talk about what you should do if you're ever in a car during a tornado. You should not stay in it. You should get as close to the ground as possible and cover your head. Well, in Grant County, homeowners assessing damage from an EF2 tornado that barreled through parts of the county. Our Mike Sullivan spending a second day out there. This was this time here between Jalapa and Somerset. So Mike, what are you seeing so far on day 2?
Well, right now the good news is there's no rain. We are here working tonight. We saw a number of flash flood warnings come across our phone. None of that we have seen so far. So again, that's the good news. Bad news, obviously, the damage that we're seeing around here. Again, don't know if you can see it since it's so dark out here. We try to light it as best we could. This area showing a barn that's completely destroyed, as well as a silo that has some severe damage run.
Well, further north, a confirmed tornado also touched down near Dyer, Indiana. That's in Lee County. Residents there are cleaning up a lot of tree and property damage, but thankfully no injuries to report there either. And there are still power outages all across Indiana tonight. Right now, Duke Energy reports more than 800 customers are still affected. Their crews are working around the clock to get that power back on. Now, we have confirmed there were 9 tornadoes in the state this weekend with major flooding, a lot of damage all throughout the region, too. So we want to get an idea here of exactly what has happened. One of those tornadoes left a 13-mile trail across Rush County, damaging homes, destroying silos, devastating crops. Right now, authorities say 39 properties are reporting damage from this monster storm. Fox 59's Mike Sullivan was near Rushville tonight and has a closer look at what residents are facing.
Like a line drawn in the sand saying, "Cross me if you dare."
We estimated about 13 miles from start to finish.
A half marathon of destruction.
We actually clocked damage all the way over to the county line.
An EF2 tornado swirling gusts.
A lot of neighborhoods aren't going to see relief from the storms just yet. Weather Authority Chief Meteorologist Brian Wilkes, he's been tracking more rain in the coming hours. I know a lot of people are hearing this, Brian, and they're kind of worried about it.
Well, it should be. It is very a big concern here because of the rain and the ongoing threat of more rain in the forecast. So there's not enough time, not enough chances here for the weather and the rain to be absorbed here in the soils and run off because we continue to add showers and thunderstorms into the area.
A mother and 4 teenagers had to be rescued after flash flooding trapped them inside a cabin in Hancock County. Morgan Brooks was celebrating her high school graduation on Saturday. The 18-year-old, her mom, her brother, and a couple of friends were planning to stay overnight in the cabin when storms rolled through. They called 911 as the water actually crept up closer to this cabin. When first responders showed up, the water was over 3 feet deep on the driveway. Crews had to use boats to pull everyone out safely.
As the water got higher and you see things floating, big logs, pieces of, rusted out cars, you start to think to yourself, well, what if those hit the cabin?
Now, they weren't the only ones that were stranded yesterday. The Bartholomew County Water Rescue Team saved a woman stuck inside her home. First responders say there was a foot of water inside that house. And in Park County, Indiana conservation officers used an airboat to rescue 2 adults and 3 kids who'd been stranded. But when it comes to tornado damage, Beech Grove High School was hit hard on Saturday. Right now, officials estimate more than 20 classrooms are dealing with destroyed property inside or a lot of damage. Construction crews think that the damage will cost millions of dollars, but they are still working to get an exact number. Meanwhile, a tornado also struck in Fayette County, destroying Bentonville Christian Church. Thankfully, no one was hurt. Volunteers were able to save some of the items that are dating back into the 1800s. Right now, church officials say they aren't sure when they are going to be able to rebuild or move. And volunteers, they are cleaning up tornado damage. This is in Ellettsville, including a local coffee shop. Heritage Trail Cafe and Coffee Roasters is offering free coffee to all utility workers and cleanup crews helping with this storm cleanup. The coffee shop itself lost a large fridge in this storm.
It was good to be in the caffeinating business today because it does make you feel like you can help a little bit, even if it's not much.
A horse barn in Ellettsville was among the places hit by this storm. We're going to show you the challenges they're facing from this weather, along with farmers in central Indiana. That is still ahead right here on News Point.